Hi everyone, it's me. Welcome to today's video. It is that time of the month again to choose our monthly TBR. So we are of course choosing our July TBR today. We are right into those summer reading months, so I'm really excited to see what we end up choosing for this month. As usual, we have our TBR jar here. We are going to be picking 5 prompts for 5 books, and I don't know, you guys know how this works by now. So let's just get straight into it. First of all, we of course need to mix our prompts up. Ooh, that blue prompt was actually close to the top. Do you think this is the month? Do you think this is the month we get that blue prompt? We'll see. I'm kind of feeling good about the one blue prompt today though, so that's very exciting. We'll see if we get it. Anyways, let's start with this little pink one on top. Oh my gosh. You guys, I think the jar is our friend today. I think the jar is definitely our friend because the first prompt we have chosen literally says beach read. A beach read. Did I not just say we're getting into those summer reading months? It's also, you guys, we're in the middle of a heat wave here in Toronto. I feel like it's been very cold lately. Like May was a really cold month, like colder than most Mays were, and even like most of June was like not that warm. It's only been like a little bit warmer recently, but the past day or so we've been in an actual heat wave. So we've had either like cold and rainy weather or like weather to the point where it's like so hot and humid outside that like you don't even want to go outside because it's so uncomfortable. So hopefully in July we'll have better weather. Hopefully we will have like actual enjoyable summer weather. But our first prompt is beach read, so that's kind of perfect. First of all, I mean, I have Golden Girl by Elin Hilderbrand and also 28 Summers by Elin Hilderbrand. These are obviously the perfect summer reads. I actually included both of these in my summer reads TBR video, and I just think Elin Hilderbrand books are like, they're perfect to be read on a beach, outside, by any body of water, because all of her books are set on Nantucket. They're all set in the summers, so they have like very coastal island vacation vibes, and both of these would be perfect for this prompt. I honestly don't know what either of these ones are actually about. I just kind of picked them up because I have really liked Elin Hilderbrand books in the past, and she also just writes perfect summer books. So these two could be good options. And I think the other good option for this prompt would have to be The Love Haters by Catherine Center. This one literally takes place like on a beach, I think. We have like a reality show with some like lifeguard. It's on like an island, so like, I don't know, very beachy vacation. I think it's like more of a lifeguard show, but there's definitely a romance involved, and so this definitely looks like a beach read as well. That's actually a really tough choice between these 3 for beach read. I think they are all just perfect. So this one I think is just like straight beach read rom-com. 28 Summers, let's see what this one is about. This one is about Mallory Blessing's son Link. Oh, his mom's on her deathbed. That's kind of sad. She leaves him her deathbed instructions to call a number on a slip of paper. When he calls, he finds that it's Jake McLeod, who's the husband of Ursula, who is running for the upcoming presidential election. Oh, okay. We flash back. There's something about, there's like an affair. Okay, and so I guess he like goes back and like learns more about his mom and this relationship and stuff. That actually sounds kind of interesting. It says captivating and bittersweet on the front cover, which I think perfectly kind of like captures that synopsis. And then let's see what Golden Girl is. So this one is about Vivian Howe on a perfect June day. She is the author of 13 beach novels and a mother of 3, and she's killed in a hit-and-run accident while jogging near her home on Nantucket. So this one sounds like it has more of that mystery vibe. I find that Elin Hilderbrand's books can really vary. They're all, I would say, general fiction, but some of them have more of a romance subplot, some of them have more of just like a character-driven story, some of them have more of a mystery subplot, so they all kind of have like different vibes, which is really fun. So this one sounds like it'll be more of a mystery, and this one sounds like it'll be more of like a character romancy based story, or we could just do this rom-com. I mean, I feel like I will have to get to all 3 of these books eventually this summer because there's no way I'm reading any of these books in the fall or winter, so I'm gonna have to read all of these within the next like 3 months, let's say. I'm kind of leaning towards 28 Summers. I think like for the month of June, you'll see in my June monthly reading wrap up, but I was really drawn to a lot of like character driven literary stories for some reason. Like I kind of went out of my comfort zone a little bit and I just found myself naturally gravitating and reaching towards like deeper character driven stories. for whatever reason. And I think I'm kind of still in that mood. So I think I'm gonna go with 28 Summers. It feels like more up like my current vibe of what I'm like naturally grabbing off of my shelf. So yeah, first pick for beach read is going to be 28 Summers. All right, let's pick, guys, I picked the blue prompt. Okay, so the thing is, after I open this prompt, I will have to discard it and never use it again because this is the only blue like sticky note that is in this TBR jar. And so once I know what's on here, I will know what's on here forever. But okay, let's finally see what is inside this blue prompt. I'm actually so curious. Oh, it says based on a true story. Do I have any books based on a true story? I mean, I read my memoir last month. Was it last month or was it? Yeah, no, it was in May that I read my one memoir that I own. Do I have anything else that's based on a true story? Based on a true story. I don't think the names is based on a true story. I think it's just a true fiction. I don't think this is based on a true story. I'm just kind of reaching towards like more of my literary fictions because those have more of a chance that they will be based on a true story. I guess maybe I could technically pick kind of like any historical fiction, and like even though it might be like a fictional story, it might be based on like a real world event or like a real time, you know, it's like based in reality. I have The Lion Women of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. This might be a fit because this is a historical fiction. It's set in 1950s Tehran. We follow a 7-year-old Ellie who lives in grand comfort until the untimely death of her father, forcing her and her mother to move to a tiny home downtown. We follow their story. I have Their Divine Fires. I think this one is like a family. This is like a family generational type of story that follows the love affairs of 3 generations of Chinese women across 100 years of revolutions, both political and personal. And this is set in, I mean, I guess there's different timelines, but I think the first timeline is set in 1917 at the dawn of the Chinese Revolution. The little blurb says it's a captivating and intimate debut novel interwoven with folktale and myth. So it's kind of based on something. Tom Lake isn't actually based on like a real story, is it? No, I think this is just a fiction. Ooh. Okay, I found 2 that might fit actually. So this one is Austen at Sea by Natalie Jenner. This one is about 2, I think they're sisters. 2 sisters in Boston, 1865, who start a secret correspondence with Sir Francis Austen, her last surviving brother, Jane Austen's last surviving brother. He sends them an original letter from his sister and invites them to visit him in England. And I think this one, like I think it's fiction, but I'm pretty sure it is based on like something that actually happened a lot in that time. And then I also have The Hymn to Dionysus by Natasha Pulley. This one is based on Greek mythology, so like again, it's not like, I guess like based on like a real story, but it's like based on something. You know what I mean? Based on a true story. Based on a true story. I feel like the one that fits this prompt the most is Austen at Sea. Let me Google it actually, because I remember seeing something specifically about this. Yes, Austen at Sea is based on 2 real-life stories that inspired this fictional work. Okay, that's actually perfect. That confirmed it for me. Thank you, Google. So this is actually based on 2 different stories that happened in real life, and they're merged together and turned into this fictional story. So I'm gonna pick this one for based on a true story, and that is the end of the mythical blue prompt. My second pick is Austen at Sea by Natalie Jenner. Okay, let's do prompt number 3. We have a green prompt. Okay. It says the longest series. So in terms of series I'm in the middle of, I have Magnolia Parks, Into the Dark. So this is currently 5 books long. It's going to be longer, but as it stands right now, there are 5 books. The Final Gambit, this is in the Inheritance games, which is kind of like an original quartet or like an original trilogy plus like a spin-off that belongs in the trilogy and then another spin-off series that has like 2 or 3 books out so far. I don't know if this technically counts. The Song Rising and Mask Falling both belong in the Bone Season series, which has 5 books out so far, but will be a series of 7. So that's a contender. How long is the Stormlight Archive? Is this the month where my TBR jar forces me to pick up The Way of Kings? How many books are in the series? Oh my gosh, if this is the month that I pick up this massive brick of a book, Okay, Wind and Truth was the last one that just came out in the series, right? So there's 5 and it's ongoing. So that's tied in first as well. Oh, you know what? I've had the Bridgerton series on my TBR for the longest time, and there's 8 books in the series, and that's very, very long. Oh, I kind of wanted to pick up one of these on my current series list though, and not a new series. But I think technically it'll have to be Bridgerton because it's the longest series by far out of all of these. I can't believe I'm starting a series of 8 books, you guys. I can't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. I need, like, oh, but these ones are not as long technically. And the TBR jar chose for me, so I guess I'm going to be getting into Bridgerton. I'm going to be reading The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. I think this will be fun. It may be a surprise, but I've never picked up a single Bridgerton book before. I have watched the show, but yeah, I've never read them. And it's just one of those series that I feel left out, like that I never read. I was never a part of the fandom, and so I want to like catch up and I want to read the books and I want to know about everything. But I think this one seems like it'll be a really quick read, and it'll be nice like reading this story because, you know, I love the show, so it'll be nice reading the book side of things. There we go. I feel like we have a lot of like kind of romancy books so far this month. So let's see if we can get some more variety with our last 2 picks, hopefully. A cover matching my shirt. So I'm wearing yellow. Let's find some yellowy books. This is a yellow spine, but it's black on the inside. Oh my gosh, I feel like it's gonna be another romance because what other kind of a book is yellow? This Woven Kingdom is actually like kind of goldeny yellow. Let's look behind again. Why did I choose today to wear a yellow shirt? Okay, yeah, so it's either gonna be the Bodyguard, which is definitely yellow. It's like a different shade of yellow that I'm wearing. I'm wearing like a buttery yellow. This is more of like a orangey, like sunny yellow. But there's The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, which was so generously gifted to me by bestie Elin. And then we have this Woven Kingdom, which is more of a golden yellow by Tahira Mafi. This is a fantasy duology. No, actually, it's not a duology, is it? It's like a trilogy. It's longer than a duology. This is a book that I do want to get to. I'm really excited to read it, but I'm just in the middle of so much, you know what I mean? I did pick up Golden Girl. It doesn't really match, but I think the vibes match in the fact that there's like a little bit of like golden theme in there. I think it kind of blends from blue into like a little bit of a buttery yellow color and then down into the ocean. Like this middle section of the sky is kind of buttery yellow. I know it's more blue, but I think it matches like the vibe of my shirt the most out of those picks. I picked up Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. I know this doesn't match whatsoever, but like the vibes kind of match, you know? The literal color doesn't match, but I think the vibe matches because we have this kind of like, not yellow, but this kind of creamy color here on the title. And we have some flowers with some like yellow and stuff in there as well. And I think this yellow actually is the closest match to my shirt. And I picked up The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune just because this is also on my summer TBR, but this does not match at all, does it? Technically, these match the most because they're yellow. I don't know if I'm in the mood for those. I don't know if I should pick up 2 Elin Hilderbrands in 1 month. Like I might end up reading both of them this month, but like having them both on my TBR, I don't know. I feel like this matches. Like, is it just me and wishful thinking, or do I feel like this is actually a really good match? I know the TBR jar makes the rules, but it's up to me to interpret the rules however I want to. And I think I said this in my June TBR video. I think it's gonna be Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. I have been wanting to pick this book up for a long time, and I feel like because I'm also currently in that mood for like a slower character-driven story, I think this is the perfect fit for me right now. Also just saw this book in Olive's Summer Rex TBR video, and it reminded me of the fact that I need to pick this up desperately, so it's gonna have to be Tom Lake. Let me know in the comments, does this actually match my shirt, or is this just me being delusional and bending the rules to what I want them to be? I feel like that one's a stretch, but it's my TBR, so that's what I chose. All right, that's 4 books picked. Let's do one more, and we have a yellow prompt. We have book you've had the longest. I think you guys know what I need to pick up for this one. Here she is. What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I don't even know how long I've had this book for, but it's been on my physical TBR, I think pretty much like from when I started making booktube videos. So like maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Has it been 2 years? It's gotta be What the River Knows. It has to. I've had this book for so long. I think I have had this book the longest out of everything on here. It's time, you guys. And I know in my Summer Rex video, I told you guys to hold me accountable and to yell at me if I did not pick this book up this summer. And look at me. Look at me now. I'm choosing it for my July TBR. And I think this one's actually perfect because, as I said, I have picked a lot of like slower character-driven stories, a little bit of like romance, all kind of like real world stuff. But I do also need to continue to scratch my fantasy itch as a reader who like primarily loves fantasy. Like it's still my main genre. And so even if I'm craving other genres, I need my like magical fix. And so I think this will be perfect to throw into there as like a summer fantasy read. This is the start to a duology, so it will be getting me to start into another series and making that series count higher, but it's only a duology. It's not like overly long like Bridgerton is with 8 books. And this book deserves to be read. It's been sitting on my shelves for far too long. I need to finally read this book. So there we have it. I think this TBR, it looks very different than my usual TBR looks like, but I think it fits this month. I have Tom Lake by Ann Patchett to match my shirt, kind of, not really. The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, the first Bridgerton book, as the longest series that I own. Austen at Sea as a book based on a true story by Natalie Jenner. 28 Summers by Elin Hilderbrand for a beach read. And then What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez for the book I've had on my TBR the longest. And so there we have it, you guys. That is my 5-book TBR for July. Obviously, as you guys know, I will read more than 5 books in the month of July, but those are my like mandatory go-to books that I need to check off my list as a priority this month. And I think it's looking like a good TBR. Again, very different than what my TBRs usually look like. Usually I do have more fantasy reads in there, but I think this is quite reflective of a good July TBR. And obviously, you know, I have a bunch of fantasy series that I do need to continue, and I will most definitely be getting into those in July as well. But I feel like this is a good guide, like a good base to like guide me through my month of reading. And so with that, I'm gonna leave you guys here for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. If you don't know what to comment down below, let me know what books are on your July TBR. If you like me, subscribe, do that bell thing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!